Hello everyone, Namaste. I can't quite see myself because the sun is so bright on my face, but I'll take it, that's good. It's a lovely day out today. I really didn't know what I was going to make a video on. I'm walking down this nature trail behind where we live at, and I really didn't have much idea of what I should talk about. But there's a few things I'd like to touch on. My last video I made was about what it's like to have an activated pineal gland or third eye. And I did talk a little bit about how I went about it, but I didn't give all the steps I took. So I would like to share a couple of those with you. And the number one thing I stopped doing, this was like years ago, is I quit drinking tap water. However, I didn't drink much tap water to begin with. I didn't drink much water ever. I survived off iced coffee and soda most of my life. So it was hard for me to start drinking water to begin with, but my guides, well, I couldn't hear my guides back then. I had heard through numerous videos and read that, you know, it's super important to drink lots of water. So I started drinking water. That was my number one step. Start drinking water. Secondly, I only drank water that claimed there was no fluoride in it. We all know tap water is bad for us. Fluoride clogs your pineal gland, calcifies it. It's no good. So if you can switch to a water source that does not have fluoride, perfect. If you can drink well water, even better. I'm in northern Michigan. Well water is abundant everywhere. It tastes fabulous. When I started drinking a lot of water, we were in Texas, and where Adam worked at, they had well water, so he would fill just gallons of it and bring it home. And I also went from barely drinking water to drinking a gallon of water a day. So that really got stuff going for me. So yeah, drink water, make sure your water is fluoride free, and drink a lot of water. Boy, this little trail I'm on is busy. Another thing is switch your deodorant. Aluminum is not good for you. Something about the blood-brain barrier, my friend Rion from Unite the Collective can teach you about that. But switch your deodorant to aluminum free. Adam and I share a deodorant. We don't even really have to wear it anymore because when you clean up your diet, you just don't stink. I don't know. It's a thing. It's a real thing. Those are like the easiest things you can do. I touched upon this in my last video, but every night I would ask, please activate my third eye. Please activate my third eye. Like every day, just set the intention. Please activate my third eye. Also, a lot of people don't like that this whole vegan thing. It's a huge argument with so many different people. I have my I don't eat my homies shirt on today. Might be backwards, I don't know. But clean your diet up. There's iron in meat, and heavy metals in our body is bad. It keeps us from being connected to who we truly are. It keeps us from connecting to source. You're consenting to things we don't even know of. I mean, we're eating meat. You may not agree, but you're eating sentient beings, you know? All I can say is if you could just give yourself 30 days, just stop eating meat for 30 days and see that your frequency does not rise. Your frequency will rise a lot. You will feel better. Just give it 30 days. Just try it. Stopping meat. That's a big step to getting your third eye activated. You don't have to go full vegan right away or ever, but quit eating the meat. At least, you know, take steps to try. there's other things. You know, lifting your frequency, just lifting your frequency will activate your superpowers. So I've touched on this a couple times. When I quit eating meat, other things fell into place. I quit smoking cigarettes. That was a huge frequency increase. It's not easy, I know. I smoked for like 30 years. I was such a chain smoker. But I got to this point where I knew if I didn't, I got to this point where I knew I was going to die of lung cancer. Just something, that inner knowing, I knew that I was going to die of lung cancer. And I knew that I had come to a choice point in my life where if I had quit smoking, my team would help me and I would thrive. Or I could keep smoking and I would die soon. It was just an inner knowing. And it caused me a lot of anxiety because I did not want to believe that. And I was like, oh, it's just my imagination, yada yada. But I knew it. And so I said to my guides, who I really couldn't see or hear at that point, but I knew that they must be there. I just asked them to please help make it easier for me. And they did. And it changed my life. Quitting smoking and quitting eating meat changed my life. So I know that it's hard to quit things that we enjoy doing. But those things are all really grounded in 3D. Those things are all really... You know how Jesus said, be of the world, but not in it? So these things are all really being in the world. And maybe this incarnation, you want to be in the world and you want to full on play and you want to like do a lot of drugs and drink a lot of alcohol and eat meat and, you know, like be totally immersed in it. And that's totally cool because, you know, the bottom line is that's okay if you want to do that. But if you're trying to lift your frequency and gain a higher awareness to who you truly are and what you're doing here, then giving up the things that would put you in this world is a must. And it's hard. And it takes a lot of work. So, I mean, most of my adult life, I was addicted to things. I was addicted to drugs for so many years. You guys, I was addicted to methadone off and on for 5 years. And opiates is one of the hardest freaking things to get off. And when I finally had my little awakening, I quit taking pills and whatnot. But then I caught on to this, what I thought was all natural, which was poppy seed tea. And I would make up poppy seed tea and then basically you're sipping opiate water, you know. And I did that for 2 years. And then to get off that, I took kratom and then I drank kratom for 2 years. And finally, you know, after stopping eating meat and quitting smoking, like it all just fell into place. And I was able to stop taking kratom, which was also comparable to stopping opiates, but it was easy for me, you know. And then I was able to stop taking prescription drugs for depression, you know, and on all just like all kind of prescriptions that were not needed. And I've told you before, like stopping caffeine and stopping coffee and just all these things that hinder your psychic abilities, that disconnect you from who you are. So if I can do it, you can do it. Now, I want to make it clear that this does not mean that you won't be connected or that you are, you know, low frequency or whatever. If you do have addictions that you can't give up, because that's not the case. You can still vibe high. You can still get in touch with the essence of who you are. But I'm just saying, if you want to make the most of it and really, really raise your consciousness and get onto that path of, I hate to say ascension because it's so trendy, but ascension, ascending to higher vibrations and discovering the dimensions that are around you and whatnot, you got to put in the work. And if you make little steps to do it, your team will absolutely support you and rearrange your universe just so that it will be easier for you. With that, I am a little over 10 minutes, and I think that I'm going to stop for today because I'm kind of all over the place. And there's people coming up and down the trail. So I love you. You got this. Leave me comments or email me if you need help with anything. I would love to help you. Don't judge yourself. Don't be hard on yourself. Do what you can do. Just make little steps every day. And if you screw up, well, there is no screwing up. There is no good and bad. Make little steps every day. And don't judge yourself. Stay in the now moment. Manifest. Know how loved and supported you are. You are literally surrounded by legions of beings helping you, loving you, supporting you. Just know every day that you will become your higher self. And at one point you will look back. There really is no forward and back, but you know what I mean. You will look back and you'll think, wow, I've made so much progress. And then 6 months from then, you're going to be like, wow, I thought I was so advanced and I didn't know shit, but now I know a lot. Like, that's just the way it works. All right, I love you. Talk to you soon. Bye.